Rising live, you guys. Hey, Crown Up Nation. Rising live, rising live, rise and live. Okay, my curves want to do what they want to do. But rising live, rising live, rising live. Great morning. Hopefully I made it before 12 o'clock. I'm not even sure. Normally I have a phone or something like that by me so I can kind of gauge the time. But unfortunately, things happen. But rising live, you guys. Rising live, you guys. Hopefully you guys have had a grand week so far. If you get a chance, when you get a chance, I urge you to please go share this video. I want you to share this video because I have a good topic on today. And it resonates with me on so many levels and so many senses and so many instances for so many different reasons. And I must say that. And it's just so crazy because we as people, sometimes we think we are doing certain things when really we're not. And so I had to realize that patience is patience. Like, you can't fake patience. That's what you cannot do. You can't fake waiting. You can't fake, trying to get ready or be ready. You cannot fake that, okay? So today, this leads me to the topic of, are you really patient? And so when you get this, when you get to share this video, I'm sorry, please, 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 put your crowns up, put your crowns up, put your crowns up, put your crowns up. Rising live, Crown Up Nation. This is your girl, Danny Royal, again, and I'm so excited to live with you guys this morning. So the question is, are you really patient? Are you really, 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 really patient? Because I know sometimes we as people, we think that we're patient, but we're not quite patient. You get what I'm saying? And so I can recall times in my life where I've asked God for something, or I'm like, oh, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And then all of a sudden my plans change because he had a different plan. Or not because he didn't want that thing for me. He just wanted me to wait a little while longer. And so, for example, this is one of my, so I was on my way to move. I had given myself a time frame. Like, I'll be out of here between now and next year. So, and when I say out of here, I was talking about moving. I was going to be moving out of state. I was going to be relocating. I was going to get all of my, everything together. I wasn't really spreading the word, but I was telling the people who I felt like I wanted to know. And so it was so crazy because in that, when I'm telling people like, hey, I'm going to be going. Yes, I'm excited. They're like, hey, I'm excited for you. And And, of course, my children came into play and everything else that came with it came into play. And so I literally, was like, okay, I'm going to go. Because my goal was to go when my oldest son got to high school. So my oldest son will be in high school next year. However, that didn't quite work out. Although I still could wait until next year. I was like, okay, I'm going to try to get out there. I'm going to go. I'm going to move. The goal is to move this year. I'm in there like swimwear because I know that when I put my mind to something, that's what I want. That's it. That's all, right? And so God has a way of, changing up the plans. And so do we. We do too, because we get in our own way sometimes and we tend to do things that goes contrary or not even contrary. Sometimes God slows us down. Let me use that. He slows us down. And he slows us down for different purposes and different reasons, right? And so literally I had to postpone my rush of moving because I believe that everything should flow. Everything should happen everything happens for a reason, but everything should flow in a way in which you're, comfortable and confident and, where things just kind of just happen the way that they should naturally. And so I was supposed to be moving, I gave myself when my son got to high school. And that's still a good amount of time, because that was 2 years. I mean, I was putting all of this together back in 2019. But then I found out and discovered that I was pregnant. And so me moving when my son got to high school turned into, well, I'm going to move in 2020. And I'm like, well, God, yeah, God, I'm going to move in 2020. And I can imagine God saying, well, I didn't say that you can't move, but why you in a rush? You get what I'm saying? And it wasn't that I was running away from anything. It was just that I was just ready for change. I'm like, I want my children to be, in a different environment, in a different establishment. I want them to be, cultivated somewhere else. I want them to have the experience of life and doing other things and just embracing, life from afar, and we will come back and visit our hometown at any time. And so that was my heart's desire. So when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, well, I guess I won't be moving in 2020, and I had to be okay with that. But that leads me back to patience. Are you really patient? Because I had to ask myself, like, are you really patient? You gave yourself the time frame of when your son gets to high school. But for some strange reason, you had to put your little twist on it and say, you know what? Well, if I can get that sooner, I'm going to go. And I'm going to go 2020. When God really might have wanted me to move in 2021. And so, I had to really sit there and think about it, when I found out, because I'm like, all of my plans are changed now. But it's not that my plans are changed forever. They're changed for the moment. And sometimes God changes our plans for the moment, not because he doesn't want us to have a thing, not because he doesn't want us to go somewhere, not because he doesn't want us to, experience life on the levels in which we desire in our hearts. He just has a strategic and a specific way about doing things, just because he knows the plan and he knows the purpose for your life. And so I had to be okay with that. I had to be content with that. And let me just throw out there another scenario and situation today. So with my daughter, I literally today I was feeding her. I fed her food and for her breakfast, and then I also put on the side, I put some fruit. And she's like, Mommy, while I'm making her plate, she's like, Mommy, I don't really want the fruit. And I was like, well, you can get some peaches, you can get some mangoes, you can get some oranges, you can get some cherries, or you can get some blueberries. So I'm like, well, let me just give her some blueberries because they're small. I don't have to give her a whole bunch. She could just eat them. This is my plan, and I know what I want. But in her heart, she's like, I don't really want that. I just really want to eat my French toast sticks, right? And so I'm sitting there, and I said, well, if you don't want to eat your fruit, then I'm not going to give you any juice. And so she's like, well, okay. And so it's so funny because I literally gave her her plate. She walked her plate over to the table. She sat down at the table and she ate her food. So as she was eating her food, I began to pour some juice into a cup. And as I was pouring some juice into a cup, I gave it to her and I set it down on the table. And when I set the juice down on the table, as a child, we are tempted. It's like when a parent says, no, don't do something. On the flip side of things, we're like, well, I'm going to just sip a little bit. Mommy not going to know. Or I'm going to just get a little bit. Mommy not going to know. Or Daddy's not going to know. And I sat there for a second and I watched her because I wanted to see exactly what she was going to do. And sometimes God does that. He puts things right in your face and right in your space, not because he doesn't want you to have it, but because he wants you to wait. He wants you to be able to digest everything that it is that he's called you to in that time. He wants you to can all that you can get all that you can for in that time and in that moment. When you are ready finally to go to the big move or to shift to the big shift or to move to the next level, you are fully prepared for what it is that he wants you to. So I sat there for a second, and I watched and I watched and I watched. And then after I watched, I literally was just like, okay, I'm going to run upstairs real quick. So I ran upstairs real quick. And the question that came to me was, when you think nobody is looking, even God, because some people don't think that God is looking. When you think that nobody is looking, can he trust you to still do the right thing? And I mean, that goes with integrity, but that also goes with patience. But can he trust you to do the right thing? Can he trust you not to grab the cup? Can he trust you to, say, you know what? I'm going to be patient and I'm going to wait for what it is that he's trying to get me to, because I know when he does it, he's going to do it perfectly. He's going to do it well. I won't have any consequences for my actions because I jumped the gun or I moved a little bit too soon. So I just am like, okay. And so she came in, and once she came in, I literally was just like, okay. She came in with the plate like, Mommy, I'm finished. And so I was like, I said, you ate it all. So she knows now too, also, to come and show me the plate. So I know and I can ensure that she understood what it was that I said. Now that I know that, and I can assure that she's eaten all of her food. Now that I know that, I can assure that she's gotten what it is that I was trying to teach her. So she showed me, and I was like, I said, you can have your juice now. And that's how God does us sometimes. Well, a lot of the times. That because he wants us to be able to get all we can in that moment. He wants us to be nutritious. He wants us to be healthy. And I'm just throwing these things out there. He wants us to have what we're supposed to have. He's not saying no. He's saying, hold on. I need you to hold on just for a second. But I need to know that you're going to be patient. And how many of us are really patient? So the question is today, are we really patient? Are you really patient? Because I've had instances and moments where I haven't been too patient. And in me not being patient, it caused me to have situations and circumstances and altercations and things that I experienced that I didn't even have to endure. I put myself in that place where I had to endure because I didn't want to wait. And so I know that it's 2020. I know that we're past 2019, and I know, that people have been talking about 2020 vision and 2020 this and 2020 that. And, all I ask God is focusedness, to stay steadfast, unmovable, always abiding in the word of truth, and also to gain momentum to spring forth what it is that he's put in me to do. So you guys, this week, I know that we are like midweek. Happy Hump Day, everybody. I know that we're midweek, but I want you to still put it into your hearts about what patience really is. Faith worketh patience. And at any given time, the moment you allow your faith to make you whole, within the moment that you want to rush to do something, or that you want to just get up and go, or that you just want to move without any thought, really think it through, because you want God to be in the midst of what it is that you're doing. And if you don't want God to be in what it is that you're doing, then you have to go back and you have to reevaluate the situation. Because I promise you, every blessing doesn't come from God, but the ones that do, his promises and his blessings are yea and amen. And when he blesses you, the blessings of the Lord make it rich and add of no sorrow. I love you guys so much, so much, so much. Ask yourself today, are you really patient? Are you really, really patient? I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys soon. Have an amazing day.